we begin to struggle a little bit, because service is a term I think that we haven't really defined that well. That's a subject of a different talk, but if you can pick up those items, if you can make people responsible for doing just those little things to improve the overall experience for the customer, and publish that back out to them, then things start to swing in the right direction. Last thing here is get serious about your service experience. What do I mean by that? Service experience is becoming radically important. And as I said, customers view things differently to service providers. So you need to understand how the customer views things. You also need to understand where things might be different. I think in IT, we focused on this kind of best practice, a standard response approach, and that doesn't help us sometimes. Different customers have different needs. So here's just one idea. This is a typical kind of incident form. This is stuff you can do in your own service management tool. On the left-hand side, you got this kind of customer details area. So that's what you typically see. That's the information you see about the customer. But just here in the middle, in that red box, we've got this customer profile. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. I've got it on a bigger screen here, which I can. But what it says, basically, when did they start with this? So this lady started in 2006, and I can assume by the virtue of the fact that she started then, she probably knows the way around their business, our processes, our applications. If she was here for 3 months, my response is going to have to be different than if she's here for 6 years. It also says her technical skills are low. That means I'm not going to say, look, Anna, run a command prompt and type ipconfig. You know what? I'm better off taking over a machine. And again, I can adjust the way I deal with that customer in accordance with her needs. The little yellow light at the bottom, that's our satisfaction indicator. And it's currently yellow, which means actually she's kind of nonplussed. We haven't super impressed her. We haven't really disappointed her. If that were red, if Anna was unhappy and had a bad experience, that told me immediately I may need to treat her with kid gloves on this occasion. One final thing is the services. So these are her priority services. If she's calling up about one of these, I probably need to jump a little bit harder than I normally would. Now, I need to know what's made up of that service is made up of, and of course you can dig into your tools to find that out, but that's not the important piece. The important piece is here is how I deal with that customer, how I make them feel. Do I greet them well? So if you look at the outside-in approach, Ian talks about the magic number 42, and it's the 4 E's. 4 E's of the customer is basically the encounter. Did we greet them well? You know, did they feel welcome? Did they feel like, you know, we didn't go up, hello IT, have you tried turning it off and back on again? But the second thing then is the expectation. What were they expecting? Yeah, and then the experience, and finally the emotion. And the emotion piece only comes in really when we start to let customers down. You know what it feels like when you call someone